This video is going to be containing a lot of information you might not want to see about Destiny 2 just yet. There was a massive leak last night from a game guide that got posted online, and it gave us all types of information. And over the course of this video, we're going to be talking about the exotics that we have seen coming to Destiny 2. We'll also be talking a bit about Xur in this video, since he will be returning with Destiny 2 with a few little changes about him. Let's go ahead and get into it. There are in total 51 exotic items, which possibly excludes hidden exotics. Take for example like raid exotics or hidden stuff like the Black Spindle. Of those 51 exotics, 18 are exotic weapons, including 16 brand new weapons and at least 2 returning exotics. In terms of armor, there's 11 exotic armors per class for a total of 33 exotic armor pieces, including several returning bits of armor, which was kind of a surprise to me. I wasn't expecting so many Destiny 1 armor pieces to be coming back, but we'll get into that in just a second. In terms of content, the guide states that there are 6 strikes, 5 plus 1 PlayStation exclusive one, and that each strike contains strike exclusive loot plus a normal loot pool. The guide also mentions that the 6 total available strikes for Destiny 1 is really only for the launch period, and that the game's supposed to be updated with more. Now, whether that means we're going to be getting more with the DLC packs coming, or if it's just going to unlock more over the course of the game, we're not too sure. There will be 17 main missions overall, apparently with quite a few cutscenes interlaced between them, with around 30-ish secondary missions and world quests. World quests themselves will be split into 4 separate individual missions per world quest, so you'll have about 16 total missions for those world quests. And that's in addition to the main PvE story missions. And of course, the guide goes on to state that it doesn't really track any of the hidden or secret missions that are contained within the game. And there's certainly going to be plenty of rewards for you to get your hands on, including over 100 legendary weapons, and of course the exotics that we're going to get into right now. First things first, we're going to be seeing a few returning weapons, including the exotic scout rifle, the Mida multi-tool, and the exotic auto rifle, the Hardlight. Seriously, those are the 2 that are coming back. And of those 2, we actually get to see a screenshot of the Hardlight's detail page, including its perks. And believe it or not, the Hardlight itself has actually seen a couple of upgrades. It does still have some familiar perks from Destiny 1, but it's got one really interesting one we'll get into. First up, its intrinsic perk is still Volatile Light. You'll remember this from Destiny 1. Rounds fired from this weapon will have no damage fall off, over-penetrate targets, and ricochet off of hard surfaces. Its barrel option is the polygonal rifling, where the barrel is optimized for recoil reduction and increases your stability. Its magazine is the alloy magazine, which grants you faster reloads when the magazine is empty, and its special trait is actually really cool. It's called Variable. It gives you an arc, solar, and a void core, so it modifies the weapon's damage to arc, solar, or void. You can actually choose what element of Hardlight you want to have, which is of course something you can do with legendary elemental weapons in Destiny 2, but not specifically with exotics. Those generally, when they're elemental weapons or power weapons, they're locked with whatever element they come with. It looks like Hardlight, one of its special abilities is going to be that you can change it from arc to solar to void, meaning it's going to match any burn situation you can think of. I don't know, I think it's a pretty cool upgrade for this already decent weapon that really never got to see its time in the sun in Destiny 1. And finally, for its stock, it's coming with the composite stock, where this weapon has a versatile dual-purpose stock. It slightly increases your stability and slightly increases your handling speed. So the full list of exotic kinetic weapons are the returning Mida multi-tool, the Rat King sidearm, the Sturm, the Sweet Business exotic auto rifle, and the Vigilance wing, which is an exotic pulse rifle that was leaked about a week ago. We also got to see some of the abilities on that as well. The Vigilance itself appears like an Egyptian-inspired Osiris weapon, which grants you a 5-round burst, health regeneration, and movement speed when a nearby ally is killed. Its barrel is the Corkscrew rifling, which increases range, stability, and handling speed. It's got the alloy magazine for faster reloads when the magazine is empty, and its special trait is called Last Stand, which grants it improved performance when its wielder is the last man standing. So again, as you can see, very much a trials-based weapon. And of course, it's got the composite stock for increased stability and increased handling speed. Next up for the exotic energy weapons, we've got the Coldheart, the Hardlight, the Fighting Lion, the Risk Runner, the Graviton Lance, Skyburner's Oath, and the Sunshot. A few of those we've already seen, like the Coldheart, the Hardlight, the Risk Runner SMG, of course the Graviton Lance we previously talked about, it's an energy pulse rifle, and the Sunshot of course was in the beta. Very interested in seeing what the Skyburner's Oath is going to be all about, since the Skyburners are generally a faction of Cabal. Could definitely be some interesting lore there. Moving on to the exotic power weapons, we've got the Darcy, the Merciless, the Legend of Acrius, the Prospector, the Tractor Cannon, and of course the Wardif Coil, which is the renamed Dubious Volley. And of those, the only one we've really seen in action is of course the Wardif Coil. It's got the intrinsic perk Mad Scientist, where the weapon fires a volley of rockets. Its barrel is the Volatile Launch, which greatly increases its blast radius but slightly decreases its handling and projectile speeds. It comes with extended mag for a greatly increased magazine size but a greatly reduced reload speed, and its special trait is Mechanized Autoloader, where it automatically reloads on ammo pickup. Think that transversive step ability. Now that's it for the weapons, but we also got a look at basically all of the exotic armor in the game, as well as some of the abilities for them. So we're going to move on with that. First up for you Titans, the Insurmountable Skullfort is returning. Kills with arc melee abilities will trigger your health regeneration and restore melee energy. We've also got the Mask of the Quiet One, which is a helmet that grants you ability energy when damaged and health regeneration when inflicting void damage. Kind of creating a bit of an energy vampire build for you Titans out there. For gloves, we've got the return of the ACD over 0 feedback fence, which we don't really get any details from the guide, but of course in Destiny 1, they dealt damage in an area effect around you whenever you were hit by an enemy melee attack, and we'll probably see something similar for them in Destiny 2. We've also got the Doomfang Pauldrons, where Shield Bash melee kills will recharge your shield throw, and melee ability kills will recharge your Sentinel Shield Super faster. So this is going to allow you to basically throw more shields while you're in your Sentinel Super if you're getting those Shield Bash kills. After that, we've got the Syntheseps, which increase your melee lunge range and give you improved damage when surrounded. The Actium War Rig, which is an exotic chest that steadily reloads a portion of your equipped auto rifles magazine from reserves. I tell you what, we really could have used that for the Fabian strategy. The Crest of Alpha Lupi is going to be returning, and it still generates an additional Orb of Light from supers and grants you a healing pulse when Barricade is activated. The Hollow Fire Heart chest greatly improves the recharge rate of your solar abilities while Hammer of Solace charged, and the Dune Marcher boots are going to be returning. They grant you increased sprint speed, and sprinting builds up a static charge, and after melee attacking an enemy, that charge will chain damage to nearby enemies. After that, we've got the Lion Rampart boots, which grant you additional aerial maneuverability. Now, does that mean we're going to be getting a mid-air dodge akin to the Twilight Garrison? Who knows? After that, we've got the Peacekeeper boots, which reloads stowed machine guns and allows you to ready them instantly, giving you kind of a cocoon effect for submachine guns. Next up for Warlocks, we've got the Crown of Tempest, where arc ability kills increase the recharge rate of your arc abilities. Then we've got the Eye of Another World, which is an exotic helmet that highlights priority targets and improves the regeneration speed of your grenade, melee, and rift abilities. Then there's Nezaric's Sin, which allows void damage kills to grant ability energy. Then the Returning Skull of Dire Ahamkara. It provides additional damage resistance during Nova Bomb, and Nova Bomb kills will grant you super energy, kind of combining the effects of the original Skull of Dire Ahamkara and the Obsidian Mine. Sounds neat. Then after that, we've got the chest piece, the Wings of Sacred Dawn, where aiming down the sights while airborne will hold you in place, and airborne kills will reduce your grenade cooldown. We've actually gotten to see some gameplay of that in previous trailers. And then finally, we've got the Hunters, which we get a lot more information for. First up, the Celestial Nighthawk helmet is returning. It modifies your golden guns that you fire a single high damage shot, and victims killed by that shot will explode. Then we've got the Foe Tracer helmet, which visually marks targeted enemies. The Knucklehead radar is making a return. And while we didn't really get any details for it, in Destiny 1, of course, this is the one that leaves your radar visible when you're ADSing with primary weapons. After that are the gloves. First up, we've got the Mechaneer's Trick Sleeves, which we don't really get any information for, but we've also got the Young Ahamkara Spine returning. And while we've got no details on what its abilities are in Destiny 2, of course in D1, this gave you gunslingers another trip mine grenade, and caused place trip mines to last longer before despawning. After that, we've got the Dragon Shadow chest piece. This increases your movement and weapon handling speeds for a short time after dodging. Then we've got the return of the Lucky Raspberry exotic chest piece. It increases the chaining capabilities of your arc bolt grenade and has a chance to recharge it each time it deals damage. After that, we've got the Raiden Flux chest piece, where quick successive attacks with arc staff will increase its damage output and duration. Then moving on to the boots, we've got the Lucky Pants. These increase hand cannon ready speed and initial accuracy. The Orpheus Rig, which provides ability energy for each enemy tethered by Shadow Shot anchors, and replacing the Frosties from Destiny 1, we've got the Stompies. These increase your sprint speed and slide distance, while also improving your jump. But there we go, Guardians, that is a not-so-quick look at some of the exotics we'll be getting in Destiny 2. Now, of course, some of it we haven't quite gotten the information for. There's quite a few bits of armor in there that we haven't really gotten to see some detailed screens of yet. But I'd imagine over the course of the next few days, we'll probably be learning more about them. And of course, again, this list doesn't include any exotics that might be hidden within the game code. You'll notice that there's no raid exotics on this list. And also worth mentioning is the Borealis exotic sniper isn't on this list either. You'll remember that's going to be the PlayStation exclusive exotic. So there's probably still going to be a few surprises hidden within the full game of Destiny 2. This is not a complete list. So now, for the final little bit of spoilery news, Xur, the Agent of the Nine, is of course returning for Destiny 2. The guidebook states that Xur is a strange visitor who randomly appears in a public sector in each of the 4 worlds, depending on planetary alignments and of course Bungie's whim. Xur will sell exotic equipment and only takes legendary shards in exchange for them. So Xur is going to be out in the wild, and we're just going to have to learn to find him out there. I think that's actually kind of cool. And of course, him taking legendary shards now, rather than, a proprietary currency like strange coins, is also pretty interesting. It's worth noting that you'll be able to get legendary shards from dismantling legendary or exotic gear. According to the guidebook, generally you get about 2 legendary shards per dismantling of a legendary weapon, and about 10 for dismantling an exotic. And I'd imagine you'll probably get legendary shards from completing other objectives throughout the game world. But alright, Guardians, that's pretty much it for everything we wanted to discuss over the course of this video. What do you Guardians think? Are you psyched to see some of these exotics? Are there some exotics you wish were returning? Be sure to let us know down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to drop a like and make sure you stay subscribed so that you can stay up to date on all of the latest Destiny 2 news, information, and guides. But alright, I'm out for now. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.